Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 26th of January 2020, ending Friday, the 31st. Wrap up January, the first month of the year already. Has not been super exciting. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. We made a little pop to start the year, and then we've been pretty flat for the last 2 weeks. We did move up a little bit Thursday, Friday, but it's really still narrow. And even worse, it's in the middle of last year's narrow action. Forex has been really slow lately. Here's a look at the euro dollar, the inverse of the dollar index. Not much to say there. Here's the pound. Look how flat that is. That's been stuck for a while. Look at the 13 sell signal. We're still under that risk line. It's not broken yet the way the rules of the risk line works. We're above the static trend line, which we didn't quite get to. So that's is what it is. By the way, that's not the actual static trend line from the 13 sell signal. That's a red static trend line that formed after the 13th sell signal. All right, let's look at the inter-week action. Here's 30-minute candles on the euro dollar. Remember, Monday was a U.S. bank holiday, so only part of the world was open. There wasn't much action there. High to low for the week on the euro dollar, though, was less than 100 pips, just barely. So that's very, very unexciting. On the pound to dollar, high to low for the week is 220 pips. So we did all right, but only 4 days of trading with the holiday, and wasn't that much opportunity-wise. So let's just look at the data that's coming out this week. Bank holiday in Australia to start the week. UK's housing price index, China's foreign direct investment, Europe's German IFO business climate, high street lending out of the UK, CB leading index out of China, new home sales here in the US in the morning, SPPI out of Japan Monday night, then going into Tuesday. Around the globe, Australia's business confidence number, Bank of Japan's core CPI, trade balance out of Switzerland, Europe's Spanish unemployment rate, 10-year bond auction out of the UK, CBI realized sales out of the UK, durable goods out of the US, housing price index here out of the US. That's at 9 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. The CB consumer confidence here at 10, along with the Richmond manufacturing index. Australia's got their MI leading index at 6:30 at night Eastern time. That's going into Wednesday. Bank of Japan summary of opinions. UK's got their BRC shop price index. Australia's got their CPI. Japan's got consumer confidence at midnight going into Wednesday Eastern time. German consumer climate and import prices. Credit Suisse economic expectations. M3 money supply out of Europe along with private loans. Trade balance here in the U.S. at 8:30 a.m. That's the goods trade balance. Preliminary wholesale inventory is at the same time. Pending home sales at 10. Crude oil inventory is at 10:30. We've got a Fed announcement, first one of 2020. They are not really expecting anything, I don't think. So we've got that's at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. So we'll be half size ahead of that the night before. We got the trade balance number out of New Zealand that night. Import prices out of Australia. German preliminary CPI. Boy, there's a lot of data this week. Back into the week is heavy. We've got German unemployment change, Italian monthly unemployment rate, European unemployment rate, Italian 10-year bond auction. Got a rate announcement out of the UK. We got the first look at GDP. That's the big one, once a quarter here in the U.S. at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday. So we'll be half size ahead of that. So half size ahead of Wednesday, half size ahead of Thursday, plus the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers and natty gas. Tokyo has their CPI and unemployment rate Thursday night, preliminary industrial production and retail sales. UK's consumer confidence, Australia's PPI and private sector credit, China's manufacturing and non-manufacturing PMI numbers. Going into Friday, Japan's housing starts, French flash GDP, German retail sales, Swiss retail sales, French and Spanish. No, let's see. We've got the French consumer spending and preliminary CPI, the Spanish flash GDP and flash CPI, Italian preliminary GDP, money supply out of the UK, mortgage approvals out of the UK, CPI flash estimate out of Europe, preliminary flash GDP out of Europe, GDP, RMPI, and IPPI out of Canada, core PC price index here in the U.S., employment cost index in the U.S., personal income and spending, Chicago PMI, and revised University of Michigan sentiment, all at 9:45 and 10 a.m. on Friday. So a lot of data, some big ones being the Fed announcement and the advanced GDP number. That's a big, big, big one. We'll see how that impacts the Forex market. Obviously, we've got some stuff going on globally with the virus issue out of China. We'll see if that starts to pick up or have any play on the economic side. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out. for a couple weeks. Have a great trading weekend.